Hi. How's it going? If you're like, this doesn't look like Yakuza 2, you're right. This is actually Peach Beach Splash. Normally, we do the quick play stream at the end, but we're gonna try some multiplayer in Peach Beach and see how that goes. But let's jump into single player first. So this is Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. And it is, I guess you could call it a third-person shooter. Well, let's go to the Beaver Challenge. And essentially, it's all like water gun based. So it doesn't really play like a traditional third-person shooter though. There's a it's a lot more about movement. And I probably shouldn't have picked the sniper rifle on the first match because it's probably not gonna look great me trying to play this again. But yeah, it's essentially a 5-on-5 shooter. Although typically, if you play online, it's gonna be 3-on-3 because good luck getting 10 people playing this game. That's what I'm playing earlier because it actually can be pretty tough to get a game in here. But yeah, so you have a bunch of different move options. You can dash on the ground with your water, but water is like your main resource. So like shooting takes water, and then also jumping. Jumping and then jetpacking. There's multiple different kinds of jetpacks though. And so typically what you want to try to do is try to line it up. Ooh, boy. I turned my, what's it called, off on accident. There we go. So that whole like sphere in the center is actually like an auto target sphere. So I actually don't need to aim as long as they're within that area. If they have the blue armor on, that means they have a shield up. Which is why I'm kind of like sitting here watching things because I can't do any damage to them while they have the shield. So they're on the ground right now. Okay. So they're gonna come out of their base with the shield. They have their shields on a lot, probably for a couple reasons. One, when someone hits below 50% health, they automatically get a shield up. So as I'm hitting those guys, they're essentially, if you get below 50% health, it just gives you a free shield. But you kind of want to do a couple things to prevent that. Unfortunately, I don't have a set here for that, it looks like. But you can boost your damage, and then if you have like a 80% damage boost, then my little dolphin is tearing up. If you have like an 80% damage boost, you can pretty easily one-hit kill a lot of these guys. There is like a normal shield you can put up too, and these can be damaged. It's kind of frustrating because you can't tell like the 50% shields from the normal shields until they actually take damage. Because the 50% damage shields are just duration or time-based, where these ones have like actual values to them. So these are just AI, so it's pretty easy to sit there and just like tear them up for the most part. But I kind of wanted to explain a bit of this game before we get too deep into multiplayer. So yeah, so this is like, you kind of always want to be moving in this game, and since I'm doing like AI, it's not particularly hard to defeat anyone. That's the one problem with this game, is that like it kind of lives or dies on its multiplayer, and you know, as I said earlier, the multiplayer is not particularly a live thing at the moment. But there is like certain time frames where you can find people sometimes. And then in the bottom left-hand corner here, you have like different cards and stuff you can equip that you can put on. And they are attacks. They can put shields or stationary shields or shields you put on. And you basically, and I'll show you in the menu while we wait for the multiplayer stuff. There's basically a deck that you're building, and you basically pull card packs. Let's see, I got a 40% boost. Maybe I can kill her. Ah, dang it. I got knocked down. Never mind. Oh, we won. So that's mode standard deathmatch. We're gonna back out of this because it's like a five rank thing. So we get cards, and I blew through those cards on accident. But basically, each card has its own like art, which is kind of nice because they all have their own individual art. There's like a story mode in here, and there's like a bunch of like mini game kind of stuff you can do in it, like putting out fires and stuff with the water. But really, I feel like the multiplayer is where this game is the strongest. It's just unfortunate nobody seems to be playing it. So let's see. Let's try local first. I'm gonna actually switch characters, so you can see you have like a whole set deck of cards here that you can put on, and you get pets that basically float by you. That's that little dolphin I had that was shooting people earlier. These are like little dogs that walk around, run around, and like put air out, and she puts a shield up. And then I have a attack boost, all that good stuff. And then you have an entire set of cards, each for a bunch for each character and stuff like that. And they all have their own art and stuff, and they're all lewd, of course, because it's Senran Kagura. So I'm actually gonna back out of this menu, I believe. Oh, I'm just pressing the wrong button, so what's happening? Okay. So I'm actually going to switch over to a different character I have. Although she's using my sniper deck too. I don't want her to be using sniper. So we'll just switch over to this. This is probably alright. So anyways, I'm just going to go with like an assault rifle because I think the assault rifle is kind of fun to look at because it's a bit different than sniper rifle. The sniper rifle is very like... I'll play some multiplayer with the sniper rifle at some point if we can get in some matches, but let's see. Let's try 3v3 thing. We're gonna try local, and then if that doesn't work out, we'll try world. Let's see here. Okay, that looks like an empty room. And then we're gonna go to global. Usually, this used to only be local, and that was very frustrating. But it kind of has its own frustrations with global because then you can split up groups. So if you come to play this game online, you'll be seeing this screen a lot. It's a lot of waiting, and I'm not sure how long we'll wait. We'll see. I don't know. And also, these people don't have very good connections. I haven't played this game in a while, so I wasn't sure like even how much more dead it was. Even like the first month after release, it was pretty dead. And there's also a PC version. I don't know if that's much better or not. Okay, well that's probably not looking likely. So I'm gonna search for a free match here. I'm gonna guess no free matches. Dead game is dead. We'll go back in single flash. So one thing, let's see, can I do normal? Trying to think of the best way to show this off if nobody's playing multiplayer, and really there is no real good way to show this off actually. Let's see, defeat the team, extinguish the fires, defeat all opponents, Okay. I'm just gonna play some V-Road Challenge, I guess. I think let's go to Queen Cup. Oh, I picked Sniper on accident. Blah. Oh, I wish this game actually had a community behind it. It'd be great. Maybe the PC version does. I've never looked at like the numbers. Because really, like, where the competitive multiplayer comes into play is like, there's a lot of, like you can see like in here, there's a lot of like different terrain and stuff, and you have the ability to kind of like fly over and dash through all of it. And because there's like a easy way to kind of jet around, it's easy to get in and out of combat if you need to. This stage is actually probably going to be a little bit more interesting. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I think the V-Road is just Deathmatch, essentially. Oh, she's got a shield. I don't want to be near that. Let's see. So in other modes of the game, like there's the squirmy finish mode where you have to sit here and you basically come over here and spray them. I actually like the squirmy finish mode a lot because it basically means you don't get points unless you actually go out of your way to spray somebody. And that creates an interesting dynamic where characters are like trying to defend each other from getting squirmy finished, so other players can raise each other if they come over and try to raise them. This is an enemy though, so I don't remember if you get anything in the deathmatch mode for doing this, other than just, you know, doing it, I guess. I think the in the bottom left corner, the rate at which your cards charge goes up, actually, I believe is what it is. I'm gonna pick a different weapon next time because as the sniper rifle feels great in like multiplayer and especially like online because you really get like the one-hit kill, which is very nice because like I said earlier, like when you have the plus 80% or whatever attack up, oh dang it! Ah. There's like a melee attack, but it kind of is awful. I forget how to do it too. When there's a I forgot what I was saying. So never mind. Sorry. Ow! Ow! Oh dang it! I turned my auto target. There we go. Yeah, AI is not particularly smart in this game. I forget where else you can spray their face, I think. So in this case, if it were the other mode, I wouldn't want them to take my partner. So you'd want to kind of keep them away, and a good way to do that is melee attacks. She just respawned on her own because in the case of the other mode, if you were in the case of the other mode, if you were trying to defend your partners, if they couldn't do the squirmy finish on them, then they wouldn't get any points for KOing them. Antho boy, this is not going well. There's no one in multiplayer. I still vividly remember the dream where I was like, "Hey, what's up, Antho boys? Watching you on YouTube or something." We'll try to find a game one more time before we finish with the Peach Beach stuff, but it's... Unfortunately, this game's pretty dead, so it's hard to... There we go. I'll play as what's-her-face. Did I change her weapon? I hope I changed her weapon. I don't want to play the sniper rifle again. It's actually a nice level, like, variety of levels. One of my favorite is, like, the, it's like a snow castle. It's actually a DLC level in Japan, I think, but it eventually... I don't know. I don't know if there's a community for this anymore. Like, I still see them posting, and I asked them the other week, I was like, hey, you guys still playing between, like, 5 and 9 o'clock PST? And they said yes, but I don't know, like, what that means, if they're, like, consistently getting matches. I actually am not very fond of this stage. It's kind of boring. But when you're using, like, not the sniper rifle, you can do a lot more interesting movement like that. Because when you're using the sniper rifle, you gotta kind of just stop and try to hit someone from an angle where they're moving either toward or back from you. Oh, where is he? Where with the other guns, you really have a lot more freedom to kind of move around and hit and, you know, miss shots. Also, man, this is the first time I've really noticed the frame rate having trouble in this game. I'm not sure why. Usually it wasn't an issue. Spray girl. Spray her in the butt. Yeah, I really like the mobility of this game. I really wish there was a community playing this game, and I don't know. There's a PC version, so maybe. Oops. The melee attacks in this game not particularly great. Also, I like that you have to like share the resources between everything. Oh, what? That's gonna miss. Because everything uses your water to some extent. Let me get a finish bonus. Spray that top. I also like the music in this game. This one has like a weird, like, Mario Sunshine kind of sound to it. Oh, dang it. But then now that I'm like at 50% health, that's like when you go in because you're invulnerable to everything. Is that a... And I really wish they would distinguish between the shields that can and can't be destroyed. Because sometimes you're just sitting there shooting someone and you don't know if you're just wasting your ammo. You can only tell once the shield starts getting damaged, so... Get that face! I don't think these points matter. I don't really know the point of them. There's like a cooperative mode, a cooperative survival mode. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can play them alone. So if you can get other people play, it's just basically a wave defense thing, and maybe I'll see if the single player has any wave defense stuff we can poke at. I think I am soaked right now. I am soaked. So when you're soaked, you have unlimited water. And your music changes too, which is kind of nice. Oh. Yeah, but playing against AI just doesn't feel great because they don't really move much. There's not much strategy. There's not a lot of running away. Like someone doesn't like they don't really chase or pursue you, so it's not like you're constantly on the move trying to get away and dodge. When you're in AI mode, you can pretty much, or when you know, against bots, you can basically just stand there and shoot stuff. Yeah, I saw those summer outfits for Overwatch, and they looked pretty good. Let's see if we can find a survival mode in the, or see if we can do single player survival or something. I might be able to do co-op survival and then just play alone. Let's see. It says I can ready up, so there we go. No, these are just AI bots. We'll try for a round at the end. Probably after this. Survival mode's kind of broken up. The first like 30 waves are not particularly hard. But I guess one thing that I haven't mentioned before in this game is like I've played this game a lot and I've pretty much capped out all my main characters. There's a lot of characters, so I have not capped out all the characters. And then typically you do this mode with a full set of people. Or at least, you know, 2, 3, something. And you basically just defend the points, and there's like a bunch of different enemy type. And then, and when it gets, you know, towards the end, a lot of these enemies take like half the base's health, so it's like you don't want anything near anything, and you have to think a lot about these cards because you want to time them kind of in between waves, so you're never, you know, out of. My A is not going to survive. But yeah, playing this alone, it's not particularly interesting. You can't really do a lot of strategy. Usually what would happen is you're timing a lot of like splashes between people, like when you shoot each other with water, so you have the infinite water effect on you. You'd kind of time that between waves because it only lasts a certain amount of time, and then you'll want people who have oh sorry, it's called soaking wet is what it's called. So you want people who are soaking wet to be able to power up the next person who will be soaking wet. So you're like trying to do this constant chain of people being in soaking wet mode. But it's pretty much those handful of enemy types, and there's a couple others like bombs and stuff. It's all pretty much the same though. I do like that pinball level though. And you can dress characters up too. That's always fun. But anyways, what I was saying about earlier about like my characters all being capped out. Like when you start this game, everything's level 1, and it really sucks if you try to play competitively level 1 because like you're at a complete disadvantage. And like the single player will get you to a certain point in terms of leveling up your stuff, like leveling your weapons up, leveling up your cards, and leveling up your characters. But it doesn't really get you all the way there. And it's just kind of like I don't know. It's just a long build up, and then if you do want to play any competitive up to that point, you're really just dragging your team down if you don't have capped out stats. Because, you know, when I was playing this early on and I had leveled up a character and someone level 1 was playing, it was literally like somebody was doing like 2 damage to me, and you have 300 health with a capped out character, and then I was shooting them for like 55 damage, and it's just like it's completely unbalanced because they have maybe like 150 health or something. I messed up. I didn't want to do that. I want to go to global. Let me get out of this. So that was local. So let's try global. Which last time there was 2 people in here, but it's easy to just sit here and have to wait like, you know, 30 minutes to an hour to get a game, which just really sucks. And the 2 people that were here earlier are no longer there. So the question is there a game going? Do you keep sitting and waiting? Or is there definitely not a game going and you're literally the only person searching for a game? The answer is probably the latter. I'm guessing when I joined with those 2 people and then left, they decided to leave because they didn't get anyone else. So, this video game. You have stickers though, they're pretty cute. Stickers at each other if people are there. But let's see if we can find a free match. I'm gonna guess probably not. Nope. Let's try global free match. Nope. So this is considered to be prime time for Peach Peach Splash, so as you can see, what a lively game. It's really hard to recommend this game just because there's nobody playing it. Like you would have to have at least 6 people you know, essentially, or 5 of the people you know, essentially doing stuff. The story mode's okay, but it's just kind of simple, and it's just a lot of very like kind of goofy what's it called? Goofy story bits, I guess. There's no real, and I don't know anything about like the main Senran Kagura story, but this feels kind of like a Smash Brothers or fighting game kind of thing where people have to basically fight each other for no good reason. We'll skip through this. So apparently there's like different clans. I think like 5 different clans. Asuka's part of one, or she's the leader of one. Homura is the leader of one of the other ones. And it's pretty frivolous, but sometimes it's okay. It depends on like if you find any characters you like. So we'll do this one more match here. I probably should have chosen another weapon, but it's too late. Sniper rifle and assault rifle is all you're getting tonight. But yeah, it's just really hard to recommend anyone buy it just because there's nobody playing it. Or like if you want to play it, you have to get in a very specific group of people and then be like, hey, I want to play with people. And then honestly, like most of the time I see in the chat that like people are very still having trouble finding game or people in games, and they're like, so they're desperately trying to get, you know, one person to join in. Ah, dang it. The sniper rifle's kind of rough because you only get one shot, really. Oh, that's a enemy. But I actually kind of like this level for the sniper rifle because you can kind of get people down this little cavern here. These characters aren't like maximum level, so I'm basically one-shotting them. Also, they're AI, so they all stand still for me. There's actually a lot of different like skill cards and stuff. Ones that lower enemy accuracy and stuff. I actually do like the auto aiming feature in this game. I think the main reason it's there is because the latency issues when you are playing online. It's not really updating fast enough for you to like properly aim at people. But I'm kind of surprised that like Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet has like the same auto aim kind of thing. I'm not really sure where this auto aiming like thing is coming from. If it's from like arena fighters or what. Or if it's just Japan trying to make shooters and then, like, you know, trying to appeal to a lower common denominator. So they're like, hey, why don't we do some of the aiming for them, essentially. One problem with the story in this game, though, is that, like, there's a bunch of dialogue that happens mid-mission and stuff. And if you're playing on an easier story mode, it's very easy to beat the mission well before the dialogue's finished. So sometimes you just sit there, even on some of the hardest difficulties, actually, you just like stand there and you just basically wait for it to be done. Is this the crab one? I want to see the crab. Oh no. I was hoping this is the mission where she does this little crab pose that's really silly, but that's not it. But we got a carp. We did it. I didn't mean to do that. That's gonna be it for Peachy Splash, though. Unless I guess we can go to the dressing room real quick. Let's get out of here. Go to the dressing room and show off some of the dress-up stuff. It's also the shower room where you can shower the girls. You have to play with VR. I have not tried with VR. But yeah, basically you have like a ton of different characters in here. And well, these are the 5, and then you also have you can switch out these main 5 to any of these, like I think it's probably like 30 or so characters, maybe 20 to 30, and you can dress them all up individually. So, and then there's like a different. I didn't dress her up. Let's dress Jasmine up. She's in the default swimsuit. Let's do it. So you have like the swimsuit types. I'm not a big fan of the swimsuits though. Let me see. So I just go to the so there's like swimsuits, terrible outfits, and then transparent outfits. So like these, if they get wet, then they start being see-through. I just wear the terrible outfits because they are like more full clothes kind of stuff. There is no like real character customization in this game per se, in terms of like, you know, making your own character. But you can take one of these characters and kind of morph them into something else. Like Like you can choose her, and then you have Jasmine's hair, but you can really just switch it out to anyone's hair, really. And so you can't like manage any facial features or like, you know, the breast size or anything like that. Everyone has giant breasts in this game anyways. But you can kind of get someone that kind of fits what you want to do, and then kind of create a character around that. Homuro is kind of my main one, and then I also did Miss R, but they're, for the most part, pretty much how they were. I gave her blue hair. Homura has blue hair. I think normally she has black hair. So that's gonna do it for this. It's just sad. It's sad. Nobody's playing this game. Makes me real sad. Because it's a great game. I really love